This video is sponsored by Gladiator VPN. Come on, Becky, you know everybody with a computer is using a VPN, get with the times. But Gladiator VPN is for the real men out there. Gladiator not only protects your online data, its special coding allows it to provoke hackers and phishing websites into daring it to come after it. So not only can you rest assured knowing your online data is safe, but your protectors are being proactive by crushing all the hackers that plan on stealing your data. Click the link below to get started and use my referral code Fenix to get your first month free. Now on to the video. Cute girls with cool guns. Who can say no to that? From Dirty Pair to You're Under Arrest to noir, it's a celebrated genre in the world of anime. It even continues today with 2022's Licorice Recoil. But today, I want to talk about an anime that loves its cute girls just as much as it loves its cool guns, and that would be Gunsmith Cats. Gunsmith Cats is the passion project of Kenichi Sonata, and tells the story of a pair of bounty hunting gun store owners, Irene Raleigh Vincent and her partner Minnie Mae Hopkins. The manga ran for over 6 years and remains a classic for its mix of fun action, likable characters, and extreme attention to detail with its guns and cars. But what I'm here to talk about is the OVA for Gunsmith Cats that was released all the way back in 1995. Directed by Takeshi Mori, the OVA adaptation for Gunsmith Cats has just as much of a cult following as its manga does, for being an action-packed romp that never lets go of the pedal until the ride is over. But let's just see how well it all holds up after 30 years. For the record, this video is mostly going to be me covering the OVA, and not just a direct comparison to the manga. The point of the video is to judge the OVA on its own merits, and besides, if I went and compared the OVA and the manga and decided which source material did which better, it would practically triple the length of this video. I'll say this right up front, if you're looking to watch Gunsmith Cats, it's certainly not going to be because of its plot. The OVA story can literally be described in about one sentence. ATF agent Bill Collins blackmails Raleigh and May into helping him out with his gun running case that quickly goes a lot deeper than either party realized. Ooh! The plot is razor thin, with just about every predictable story beat that you think is going to happen, happening. You may not think that the story being formulaic and lazy is a serious issue because it is an action series, but I don't see that as a good enough reason to not try. The best action movies and series all have simple but engaging stories to them, even if you do strip the action away. Take a look at a series like Trigun, for example. You can enjoy it as a fun, action-packed roller coaster, but also appreciate its strong writing and ability to tell a really good story about the nature of pacifism in a world as dangerous and cruel as the Wild West in space. Even Mori admits in the director's commentary that he regrets not being able to flesh the story out, and that its main purpose was just an excuse for the cool gunfights and car chases. It's a good thing that where the writing stumbles in its story, it makes up for it in its characters. Raleigh and May are both written really well, which is especially impressive given how little time the OVA has to work with. Take a look at Raleigh. She's not only just a cool badass, but also just a really likable protagonist. She follows what I like to call the inverse law of coolness, where the more bad luck you keep throwing your protagonist, the more badass you're allowed to make them. For Raleigh, she's not only an expert gun maker, but is an impossibly good shot and driver with a sweet Mustang as her car. Oh, and she's a total baddie to boot. This all serves to counteract the fact that her shop is on the verge of getting shut down. May loves teasing her over the fact that she's got no boyfriend, and in the manga, her car is almost getting damaged to her unending despair. Speaking of May, while she lacks the badass marksmanship that her partner Raleigh possesses, the girl more than makes up for it with her crazy traps and for being as cute as a bunny. Well, if that bunny had so many bombs strapped to it, it would make Ted Kaczynski proud. Sure, that does mean in a show called Gunsmith Cats, only one of them uses a gun, but I guess Gun Bomb Cats just doesn't have the same ring to it. Combined with their great chemistry, and you end up with an extremely fun pair of girls to watch as they paint Chicago red. Speaking of Chicago, the animation to Gunsmith Cats is done extremely well. Naturally, given that it's an OVA, meaning there's more time and money being put into each episode than a typical anime. This can be seen as early as the opening, with its stylish visuals and amazing attention to detail put into each shot. But special mention should go to Gunsmith Cats' setting and the amount of time and effort that was put into making it come to life. Mori and the animation team actually visited Chicago to scout for location and reference photography, and not only does it create a startlingly accurate setting, but a refreshingly original one too. Most animes that take place in America almost always have New York be its setting, so it's cool to see the second city get some love for once. The highlight of the animation is the car chase at the end of the second episode. It's not only the best part of the OVA, but likely why people still remember it to begin with. The stakes are tense, the action is thrilling, and most importantly, everything is conveyed very clearly to the viewer so that they're just as engaged with the chase as the drivers are. I've seen plenty of good and plenty of bad chase scenes, but this one stands out as one of the best for just how well animated and exciting it all is. However, that leads into Gunsmith Cats' biggest flaw, its length. The series is only 3 episodes long, and cutting the openings and endings out barely fits the runtime for a feature film. It's no wonder the plot is so bare bones, given how little there is to work with, and after the end of the second episode, the OVA never really reaches the heights of that car chase. Don't get me wrong, episode 3 isn't bad, but its climax is definitely a downgrade compared to the second and even first episodes. Also, this may or may not be a deal breaker depending on what kind of person you are, but the fan service can be a tad gratuitous. It's a Sonata work, so it's to be expected, and Mori did say he tried his best to include the least amount he could, but yeah, it can be a bit distracting if you weren't expecting it. Personally, I don't mind, as it's clear Rally and May are well developed and interesting characters first, and Gooning Bait at a very distant second. However, at the end of the day, the big question is whether or not Gunsmith Cats is an enjoyable watch, and most importantly, is it enough for you to want to pick up the manga? Yeah, I'd say so. This is a recently released omnibus for the series that I've been chipping away at ever since it came out, and I've been enjoying it. You can find it online very easily, with the second one dropping this June if you plan on continuing it. Overall though, the OVA for Gunsmith Cats was a lot of fun, even if it was considerably shorter than what I wanted. It's got great action, likable characters, and it's just plain cool. If it's a Friday night and you got nothing better to do, then I recommend giving the series a shot. You may not remember everything that happens, but you will remember that you had a good time, and most importantly, you watched some cool girls with cute guns, and who can say no to that? Wait, did I say that right?